Well, hello. I'm back 1 year after the surgery, and I did a video a few days ago on the anniversary of the very first video, which was the day before the surgery, and I just basically reiterated the comments I made on the first video about being proactive on your therapy and look into a therapist. Make sure that you've got somebody that's not wanting to get you under contract. You don't need to be under contract. If your doctor is writing a prescription, an order for you to have physical therapy, you don't need to be under contract. And so that's a gimmick. You need to watch out for that. That basically guarantees that you're going to pay the full amount for the entire, you're just, it's a guarantee for them. It's not for you. It doesn't benefit you in any way. So if something happens, you don't like their service, you're still paying for it. And I got roped into something like that, and they were terrible. This one physical therapy place, that wasn't during this surgery, it was after an accident I had years and years and years ago. But I've been to some bad therapists, and you really need to do your homework. Look into whether or not they've got a good reputation, and sometimes they will. If you look it up online and you see that they've got 5 stars, sometimes if you read the reviews, you'll see that it's just kind of plugs from probably people they know or something like that. So, you know, use a little discernment and try to uh, talk to them yourselves. Go and look at their facility, and you have to do this before your surgery because after your surgery, you're not going to feel like it, and you don't have any time to do it after your surgery because the next day you're going to be in therapy, or the day, within a couple days you will be in therapy if you have your shoulder done. So, at any rate, the thing I wanted to show you was this. The so I'm able to do that now. It's not perfectly straight up, but it's about good enough. Uh, I'm happy with it. With the first video, I went like that. That's about as far. You see Tweety Bird back there in the cage. Uh, I was able to go up about like that. Maybe if I leaned back, I could get up higher, but that was it. And now I'm able to go up. So no pain. I feel good. I'm still stretching it. A year later, I'm still trying to stretch it because I notice if I miss a few days of stretching it, it gets stiff. So be aware of that. You might want to keep practicing. Push on a wall. Hold your hand up and try to walk towards it on a wall. Get as close as you can. Do a little bit of if the doc pardon me if the doctor says to do weight training, then do it. If the doctor but don't do anything I'm telling you to do. Do what the doctor says. Do what the therapist says. But that's what they showed me is to put your hand up on a wall and just slowly and gently walk towards it, and not to apply a lot of pressure on your shoulder, but to just try to keep that tendon stretched. But you don't want to tear it. That next surgery is not going to be as easy. So take care of yourself. Be sure you follow your doctor's orders. Follow if you have a good therapist, follow their orders. And if you don't, then you need to talk to your doctor. No matter what happens, you need to talk to somebody who knows more about it than you. If you doubt that your therapist is telling you right, talk to your doctor. If you doubt that your doctor is telling you right, get a second opinion. But you have to be proactive. You can't just take somebody's word. If it sounds wrong, if and you can't go based on whether or not it hurts because it's going to hurt. Therapy is going to hurt. So, but if it just sounds wrong, it doesn't, you're not sure of it, then get some advice. And there's plenty of people you can talk to. Um, I'll tell you something. You can look it up on YouTube. You can. I'm sure most people know somebody in the medical community. You just call a friend of yours that works at a hospital and say, hey, who could I talk to about this? I don't feel like I'm getting good advice. But generally, your doctor is not going to tell you something to hurt you. Now they can make mistakes, but they generally aren't going to tell you something to hurt you. And if you have a good physical therapy, a good physical therapist, they're not going to hurt you either. Their goal is going to be to help you um, get well and get as much use of your arm and shoulder back that you can. So, uh, just the only thing I'd say is, there are some charlatans out there. Watch out for that contract deal where they got to sign a contract. And I'm not talking about signing a waiver saying, if we rip your arm off, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a contract obligating you to a certain number of visits. And then all of a sudden you find out that they're not doing right. They're hurting you in ways that you shouldn't be hurting. You're afraid they're going to tear that shoulder loose, or they have a rotten attitude, or just whatever you feel is wrong. You can't leave. You either got to go to them, or you have to go somewhere else and still pay them. And so you don't want to do that. You don't want to wind up in a situation like that. So no contracts. Um, a good outfit, they go based on their reputation and uh, and their success rate with you, with each individual. And if they're doing a good job by you, you're not going to leave. And you'll know you're going to be sore as heck. It's going to hurt when they push on you and crank on you. You're going to wish they'd stop, and it's going to hurt. It won't be excruciating. It's just going to hurt. And if it's excruciating, definitely find somebody else. But if and some people have low pain thresholds, so you might think something's excruciating and it's just painful. So be careful. Don't just dump somebody. If they have a very good reputation, just go with them. Okay, and but use your judgment. Be a little bit proactive, and folks, don't put off a surgery too long. If you've been diagnosed and had imaging and all that with a torn rotator cuff, you need to get something done about that. Mine tore all the way and retreated up into my shoulder. He had to go back and get it. And when he brought it back down, it tore completely again. So it was actually pretty short for them to reattach it, and it lengthened my recovery time. So you don't want to wait too long. If you find out that you have a partial tear or a whole tear, and the doctor says, "Hey, I can fix that for you," or "I know somebody can fix that for you," do it. There's no reason why you wouldn't do that. Okay, don't be afraid. It's just a shoulder surgery. And I know you hear all these nightmare stories. Oh, it's horrible. It's terrible. I heard it was kind of a blessing for me because I heard so many nightmare stories about shoulder surgery that it wound up being a piece of cake because I was expecting worst case scenario, and it wasn't that at all. And so, I mean, it wasn't a walk in the park. It was a pain in the neck, to be honest with you. But it wasn't what I was expecting. And it's not. Don't listen to all that. Oh God, you don't want to have them touch your shoulder. Don't listen to that. That's nonsense. Just go get it tended to, and I'll see you on the other side of it. I'm running out of memory, so I've got to go. Um, but God bless you. I wish you the best of luck, and do your due diligence. Bye bye.